Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and good evening. Today we are going to discuss about the security situation. As you know that there are certain news that it's not only the Pakistan which has been expressing concern about Afghanistan's soil being used by the various terrorist groups, especially the TTP, which has been creating a law and order situation in KP as well as some parts of Balochistan. But naturally, there are other groups like BLA and other groups which are involved in Balochistan. But when we talk of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan, it has a long border of more than 1300 kilometer with Afghanistan, and when we include the entire border from AP to Balochistan, it is over 2600 kilometers, a long border. So all these groups which are operating from inside Afghanistan, they are, it's not only the Pakistan which has shown the concern, but the Russians. Recently, we have seen the Denmark, which issued a very strong statement that more than 6,000 terrorists are there operating from inside Afghanistan. And the Russians and the other Central Asian states, which were part of the USSR previously, which has a close border with Afghanistan, they have established a group, and they have, issued a very strong statement against the Taliban government, that they are, nurturing all these groups inside Afghanistan. So we are going to discuss about the security issues, and I have with me a senior journalist, Mr. and anchor person, Mr. Rana Mubashir, a good friend of mine. Ran, so thank you very much for joining me here in this evening. Kindly tell me that what is your opinion about the Taliban regime, which in fact is an interim regime, but for the last 4 years they are holding the power in Kabul. Their soil is being used, and it's not only the Pakistan. In the intro I said that, which has expressed concerns, showing concerns, but other regional neighboring countries of Afghanistan is also, worried about what is happening there. So, what's your take on it?
Isa, to tell you very honestly, there are so many violations which this interim Afghan government has made, and there's a long list of it. One, the Doha Agreement, they committed, and they committed that their soil will not be used against any terrorist activities against any country. But the violation is there, it's very obvious, it's all over. And, so much so that Russia and those states which departed ways from Soviet Union, the previous Soviet Union, the six states, they have joined hands, and they have decided that a joint force will be deployed on the border of Afghanistan, which is like joining Russia. So the deployment of forces will be made on the borders of Afghanistan and Russia. The reason is that the treaty has been signed. The deployment is on its way. The reason is that they are also concerned. The Russians are also concerned. The six states, the previous Soviet six states, are also concerned that the terrorism can enter their borders. So they have decided that the deployment will be made. One, secondly, not only the terrorism, that they are concerned about the drugs also, that the drugs will also enter their premises, their territories. So they are very much worried about it, and they are keeping a strict eye on all the movements of these terrorist organizations which are based in Afghanistan. So, according to their sources, according to the Moscow sources, there are 13 to 15 terrorist organizations which are in Afghanistan. Now, Vaisab, the point is that the entire region is under threat. just because of these activities in Afghanistan. And Pakistan is single-handedly like trying to get over with this thing. They are like stopping this thing. And I will not be surprised in the days to come if all these things, all these states, China, Russia, and the other states also in the Central Asia, I will not be surprised if they join hands and they strike on these terrorist camps and on these terrorist leaders in the days to come. So I foresee a lot of things happening in the Central Asia and joining hands together, fighting terrorism, which is like erupting from the soil of Afghanistan, which should be stopped. But as of now, we are the only country, Pakistan is the only country which is like stopping them and which is fighting against terrorism, against these camps, these leaders, these 13 organizations which are like very much there in Afghanistan, and the interim government of Afghanistan. They are like patronizing it along with India, and India is financing it. So it's a situation for the entire Central Asia and for this entire region. So there are like a lot of eyebrows were raised when India joined hands with like Afghanistan's interim government, and they are the National Security Advisor of India. It is on rostrum. He came on the rostrum. It's on record, and the National Security Advisor said that these Afghans are mercenaries. It's a big time tag. They are respectable people. Afghan people are respectable people. But the National Security Advisor, if he comes on the rostrum and says all these things, that these Afghans are mercenaries, it's a big time thing. All these respectable Afghan people, we are fighting against terrorism. We are not fighting against the people of Afghanistan. Afghans are very respectable. They are brothers to us. We had been hosting them from the last like so many decades. But this interim government is all out to spread like terrorism in Central Asia. So it's a situation. We have to deal with it.
Well, tell me that there was a time when the people used to talk of a good and a bad Taliban, but now it has uh, depicted and it has openly, made it clear that the Afghan Taliban and the TTP, they are, the two sides of the same coin. So do we say that Taliban are also, I mean, the Taliban regime I'm referring, those who are controlling the Kabul, they also, they could be tagged as a terrorist state or terrorists?
You see, we have to get out of this, mindset. The good Taliban and the bad Taliban. There are no good and bad Talibans. We should get over with this, like, syndrome. There, there are only bad Taliban, right? So we should get over with this thing, and this mindset should be like changed. This conversation at the very first place started. The good Taliban and the bad Taliban thingy started when where everyone was weak. I would say that everyone was weak on his stance. On the states were weak on their stance. So there's no such thing as good Taliban and bad Taliban. If there are terrorists over there, they are terrorists. They are no good terrorists or bad terrorists. So we should get over with all these things. And whosoever is spreading proxy war in the territory of Pakistan, they are bad. That's it, period. And we have to deal with them. And now there is a new strategy. And the new strategy is that all these camps, the terrorist camps which are in Afghanistan, their leaders, the first tier and the second tier leaders, what they are doing is that they are shifting them into the in the populated areas. So where there is population, where there are civilians living, they are shifting them into that civilian area. So if somebody strikes them, there will be a collateral damage. So if there will be a collateral damage, so the civilians will also be killed. So then they will create a hue and cry all over that, whosoever is striking them, they are killing the civilians. So they are making humans as the shields. So all these terrorists are making humans as shields. So it's a situation we have to deal with. And mind you, this thing, sir, this, they say this, they have this thing at the back of their mind. These Afghan terrorists, they have this thing at the back of their mind that, they defeated America, they defeated the Soviet Union. Sir, the point is that we were the people. Pakistan, there was situation, at that situation, in that environment, we did help them out. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you say, but at that time, the environment was different. So we had to join hands with them. So we joined hands with them, but now the situation is different. At that time, it was a different scenario altogether. So they think that they are the heroes. No, they were not the heroes. We made them the heroes. So it's like, they should get over with this thing also. These all terrorists should also get over with this thing that, no, we told them how to, we taught them how to fight. So, but anyways, we would like to, we would still like to, talk to the people of Afghanistan. The people, the people of Afghanistan, their lives are at stake. The women, there are no women rights in Afghanistan. You know, there is no nothing over there. The women cannot, like, it's a male-dominated society, and
Rana sir, yeah, yeah, of course, you're right. I would like to put another question. Why these uh, Taliban, nurturing and patronizing these different groups that you were referring, 13 to 15 different groups, including the TTP. They say that they are, refugees of Pakistan here, and these are all our guests. Why they are using them, especially against Pakistan, um, having a connivance with the Indians. Do you think the Indians are paying them a lot of dollars? And it's because of this group, which is occupying a power without any legitimacy. The Tajiks, the Hazaras, as well as those Uzbeks, and many of the Pashtuns groups, they are not included into their government. That may be one of the reasons that they are using these proxies to control them within the country, and also creating a problem for Pakistan by getting money from India. They have become a proxies for of India as well.
yes, sir, you are absolutely right, Vaitsab. Sir, the point is that militarily, India cannot beat Pakistan. It has been proven now. In the 4 day conflict, people say it's a 4 day conflict. I don't agree with this. It was not a 4 day conflict. It was a 3 hour, 45-minute conflict, period. And the tables were turned. Sir, the point is that in 3 hours 45 minutes, India knew that they were beaten so badly that all their aircrafts, which were close to the borders of Pakistan, the hangars, in the on the strips, or wherever they were pushed back in the Indian territory, something like 200 miles into the Indian territory, rather 250 miles into the Indian territory. And all the Indian pilots, they disagreed, they disobeyed the orders of their superiors, and they never sat in the cockpits. They were so scared. And they said this thing on record that, we cannot fight these Pakistani aircraft, fighter aircrafts, because it's not about the aircraft, it's all about who is behind the wheels. So our pilots were trained. Their pilots were not trained. You have seen it. There's a small example. There's a very, very small example which we have seen, which the world has seen
In the
in the air
UAE,
show.
yeah, UAE
Exactly,
recently, yeah,
exactly. In
yeah,
the UAE, you've seen it, sir. So
yeah.
from my, I know the ABC of piloting, but I don't. I'm not an expert pilot, but I know the ABC of piloting. And the point is, a fighter aircraft. If you try to maneuver the fighter aircraft from like a 500 or 1,000 feet height, it will not go for a maneuver. It will not. So if you try to maneuver an aircraft from the height of like 1,000 or like 500 feet, which these Tejas were doing, so it was not possible. And Martin Baker seats, there are Martin Baker ejection seats, and they're the best of the best ejection seats, which they had also. This aircraft, the Indian aircraft also had this ejection seat. But what will the ejection seat do when they was like, in friction of seconds, it just came down? Or there could be another reason also. The pilot went
So the
went
point that you
blank.
want to make is that in the traditional battlefield, whether it was the air battlefield or the ground battlefield, the missiles that the Pakistan used, so the Indians could not counter, and now in in fact in the past as well they were involved into Balochistan. People like Kulbhushan Yadav and so many other their serving officers, they were behind the terrorist groups training and providing them the communication technology as well as the money to destabilize Pakistan. So now they are using Afghan Taliban as well as TTP. This is the point that you want to make.
Exactly, exactly. So my point is that they will go for proxy war. They will
Yeah.
like indulge themselves. Indians will indulge themselves into proxy war, and they are throwing. They will not. They are throwing like tons and tons of money to these terrorist groups so that they can to create a issue. They can create a situation in Pakistan.
I have
So they
another
are
question. I have
concentrating the
another
proxy.
question, from a different perspective. So it means that the Afghan Taliban, they don't have any soft corner for their own people. The way the trade is being blocked, naturally, Pakistan has, recently the DG Aspire had uh, interaction with the senior journalist. I was also there last week, in fact, on Tuesday. He said that the blood and the trade cannot go together, and that is exactly because of that Pakistan has blocked the trade. But Afghan Taliban, they are not concerned about their business community, their people, the people of Afghanistan who are suffering. Hundreds of thousands of people used to come to Pakistani hospitals in KP as well as in Punjab and in Islamabad. But now, naturally, the borders are closed. So they are not concerned about their own people.
They are least pushed, sir. You are absolutely right. They are least pushed about their people. They are just interested in making money. And whosoever gives them money, they are ready to like work for them. This is the interim setup. This is what the interim setup is. But mind you, one thing, sir, the point is that we can give them so much. Pakistan can give Afghanistan so much, which Indians cannot. Which Indians cannot. I'll repeat myself again. We have been very loyal to them. We had been very kind to them. But, if we can give them trade, right now the situation over there is so much bad that people over there, it's a winter season, and people in Afghanistan, they don't have clothes, they don't have the bread to eat. So where were all these things coming from? Pakistan, right? So if the interim government think that they can get like food and all the stuff from or do trade with India, it's a long route and it's a very expensive affair. It's a very, very expensive affair, sir. And if they try to do this, the prices in Afghanistan will go rocket high. And it's going to be a situation for the people of Afghanistan. They will not be able to afford all these price hikes over there. We can help them out. And ultimately, I personally think they will have to come back to us and we will still be helping them out, but not with these terrorists. No, we will not, this time, we have put our foot down And if there is a terrorist activity from the soil of Afghanistan, we will not help them out. They will have to wipe out these terrorists, and and this government, if they support these terrorists, this government has to go as well.
Okay. Finally, Sami Yousafzai, a senior journalist, he, in fact, on his X account today uploaded a state information that from sources he got that the Taliban and the Pakistan, delegation, they held a meeting in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, uh, but still both the sides are strict with their positions. Since you are in Saudi Arabia, but I don't know whether you are following all these news or not. My question is a different one. The question is that there is a statement by the State Minister of Pakistan federal government, Mr. Akil, Barrister Akil. He said that there could be a governor rule in KP, and today a lot of discussion is going on. So, what is your opinion about it? Since there is a elected government, and but the opinion of the chief minister is different from the federal government vis-a-vis the terrorism and the operation intelligence-based operations which are going on in KP.
Sir, the point is, you know, governor rule or no governor rule, chief minister Sohail Afridi or no Sohail Afridi. Um, we, the masses, the people of Pakistan right now are concerned about stability in Pakistan and in all parts, in all the provinces of Pakistan. They're just concerned about the stability. Yes, it is a fact. The truth is that yes, PTI has a support, has a soft corner in KPK, but at the very same time, Pakistan is more important than all these things. Pakistan is more important than the political parties, any political party. Pakistan is more important. Pakistan's security is more important than any political party, no matter which party it is. But we have to straighten our house. We have to take care of our house. We have to we have to put things in order in our house, and for that we will have to make some compromises in our house, not outside the house, but in our house, so that our security is well taken care of.
Thank you very much, Rana Mubashir Saab. Since you are in Saudi Arabia on for Umrah there, but you took out time for this interview. Thank you very much. We are really obliged and thankful to you for your precious time. Thank you, sir.